Hi everyone. Hey everyone, sorry. Seems like I'm having some technical problems. Okay, I'm having some technical issues. Sorry, I started today's webinar a bit later. Um, I'm having some technical issues where I can't really access YouTube. So I'm gonna have to chat with you guys on my on my phone. So can you guys see I said hi? There's a person named Bob saying hi. Okay, so that's me, okay? Hi Jamilu, hi Buddha, hi Kurdo, hey everyone, hey. Anyways, I'm gonna start today's webinar. Yeah, so today's session is a live trading session brought to you by IC Markets. Welcome everyone. Hi Asain. Not sure what is going on with YouTube site, but I can't seem to access YouTube site, so um, I'll be talking to you guys from my phone. If you guys cannot hear me in anything, the person that said hi with the name Bob is me. Okay? Okay, cool. Okay, so today, again, before we do anything, I have to do the disclaimer. Give me a moment, guys. Just making sure everything is working fine. Give me a moment. Okay, sorry guys. Hey, I'm back. Sorry. Seems like I'm having a lot of technical problems. My screen was not working. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the disclaimer. You guys already know how this works. Anytime we do any of these webinars, I do have to go through the disclaimer with you guys. The disclaimer is basically to remind you guys that this webinar is purely for educational purposes. It should not be construed as any form of financial advice, any form of investment advice, or any form of like buying or selling kind of advice. Okay, this is not a signals group, so please just take this purely as educational. Whatever I share with you guys, just take it purely as me sharing my experiences and my strategy. Okay, so I'm gonna stay here for a minute or two so that you guys can go through the disclaimer, and then we'll continue for today's. Thanks for waiting for those who just joined. Sorry, I had to start today's webinar a bit later. I was having a bit of problem accessing YouTube earlier on. And then at the same time, I don't know if it's my computer, if I don't know if it's YouTube, but yeah. Seems like everything's working great now. Okay, cool. I'm gonna move on. Okay, I'm gonna introduce your host for today. That is me. My name is Cassandra. You guys can call me Cass. I am an investment analyst and a prop trader. For those who don't know, who's just following us for the first time, you wouldn't really know who I am. For those who already know, you know that I am from Everest Fortune Group. Everest Fortune Group is a research firm that focuses a lot on like forex and equity research. So we've been a finalist for the best forex and best equity research for multiple years running. Okay. Yeah, so we do a lot of back testing. We do a lot of forecasting and a lot of, we basically look at the charts and study the charts a lot. Okay, so that's what we do here. And as a prop trader, I also trade funds from multiple different companies. Okay, for prop trading, to become a certified prop trader, you do need to have a profit of 10% within a month, which I have done consistently for many months. Okay, so whatever I share with you guys today is basically experiences and strategies that I personally use. It's not the only strategy out there. There are many different profitable traders who are using different styles of trading. This is just my style of trading. Okay, so please take it as a pinch of salt, take it as a learning, a place to learn, and don't take this as a signal screw. Okay, our agenda for today is to go through the key approaches, cheat sheet checklist, and then we're going to go through the live charts. So for those who are here for the first time, you probably don't have this. For those who are here every week, you probably have this already. Okay, this is a cheat sheet that I usually use to kind of help me do my analysis. Okay, this is not the only way to do your analysis, but it is again the way that I do it. Different traders will trade differently. Okay, so the first thing I do is I need to identify trend. Trend is super important in my style of trading. Without trend, I'm not able to identify whether I want to get in for a buy or a sell, because if price is going on an uptrend, right, it's making higher highs, higher lows, then I will enter for a buy. If price is going on a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs, then I will enter for a sell. Okay, so after I've decided where trend is going, I feel like I would have won half the battle already. Right? I feel like I would have won half the battle already. So then, oh, give me a moment. Yeah. So then, I decide whether I want to get in for a buy or sell. The next question is, where do I get in for the buy or the sell? Okay, so the first question you want to ask yourself is price going up or down? So once you have decided if price is going up or down, you can now decide where do I get in if it's going up and where do I get in if it's going down. Okay, so after that, how do I do that? I use horizontal levels. So when I say horizontal levels, I mean pullback, overlap, significant swing lows and swing highs. I'm basically identifying support and resistance and key levels. After that, I'm gonna see if there's other things that I can kind of implement into my analysis, like chart patterns, which is wedges, triangles, double tops, but double bottom. And then if there's any death or golden crosses, so I usually use the 200 or the 50 SMA if there's any natural moving averages. And then I will also see if there's any stochastics or RSI divergences or support and resistance. Okay, so when I say RSI and stochastics divergences, I mean like, okay, if price is going up on the charts and on divergence on stochastics or RSI is showing that it's going down, that means that there is a divergence, and it is the indicator's way of telling the trader that, hey, this is a possible trend reversal. Okay? Okay, other than that, I do use correlation a lot. So when I say correlation, I mean like Canadian dollars. Okay, I mean using Canadian dollars against oil. Okay, why am I using Canadian dollars against oil? Because Canada is a very big producer of oil, right? So if oil prices is going up, usually, not every single time, but usually most of the time, the Canadian dollars will go up as well. if oil is going down, usually the Canadian dollars will go down. Other things that you can use as correlations is using DXY if you are trading any dollar, US dollar pairs, okay? You can use DXY as a reference. DXY is the dollar, US dollar index, by the way. Okay, and then using US AUD versus NZD. Okay, because usually if Australian dollars goes up, usually New Zealand dollars will go up as well. Okay, not every single time, but most of the time it's correlated. Other things that you can use is reverse correlation. So another example is using, yeah, I'm not using my jacket today because it's very warm. Okay, using cryptocurrency against gold. Okay, gold is a safe haven asset. So XAUUSD is a safe haven asset, and cryptocurrency is usually known as not being very safe. So if gold prices are going up, right? If gold prices are going up, usually cryptocurrency prices will go down. And if cryptocurrency price is going up, usually gold prices will go down. Okay, so it's inversely related. So that's what I mean when I say correlation. So once I am done with all these correlations, or all these things that I'm using to find my analysis, that is when I look for either reversal or breakout. Okay, so if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I am not a breakout trader. Okay, I'm not very good at catching breakouts. I am usually a reversal trader. So when I say reversal trader, I'm either looking for a pullback and then I'm getting in at the pullback for my entry and then playing the next move, or either that or just trend reversal. Okay, but usually it's just waiting for that pullback. Okay, I'm not really so much of a breakout trader, but yeah. If you guys are looking for any breakout strategy, sorry, I cannot help you. I'm not very good at that. Okay, so thank you from IC Market Global. Let's pull out the charts and then we can do the analysis. Yeah, I really don't know what is wrong with my YouTube today. Very strange. Okay, so this is my analysis. Oh no, where is that? Where is the toolbar? Give me a moment, guys. I don't know why sometimes it's here and sometimes it's not. Can you guys let me know in the chat box if anyone knows how to pull out the toolbar? Can we have this in Portuguese? I will feedback to IC Markets, but I don't know if we have a Portuguese segment. I know we have it in different segments. Okay, I'm in charge of the English and Malay Bahasa. I'm not sure if there is a Portuguese segment. I'll let IC Markets know. Yes, I can do AUD, USD. Can anyone let me know in the chat box? Drawing panel? Okay, I found it. There you go. I was so confused. Like, why does it disappear sometimes? Okay, I'm just pulling out a few. Okay, so let's do AUD, USD because someone requested for it. Whenever you guys are looking for any particular pair, goes to IC Markets so that your spreads is the same. Okay, so this AUD, USD. I'm just going to pull out all the ones that I'm going to look at and then we can start. So I like to look at ETH/USD as well because that's one cryptocurrency pair. Then I would like to look at, is this my analysis? Okay, this was probably an educational one. I also like to look at EUR/USD. Nice, it's an entry. And XAUUSD. Oh my gosh, the breakout has finally happened, guys. We've been waiting for this for so long. I have been waiting for this breakout for so long and it finally happened. When did this happen? Last Wednesday. Okay, I was not on the charts last Wednesday. And we want to do one non-USD pair. Okay, so let's do GBP JPY. Yes. It is a sell. And then we're gonna pull out DXY because we need to reference. I think for DXY there's no I'm just trying to see if there's IC markets. Okay, no. So I'm gonna use DXY as a reference of to see where price is going. I'm just randomly gonna choose this one. Okay, cool. So let's start with AUD USD because someone requested for it. Ren requested for it. Okay, my style of trading again is number one to ask myself. I ask myself a few questions. So the first question is, where is trend going? Okay, so this is the super these are the questions I ask myself as a trader. So first of all, I need to identify where trend is going, and then I'm going to decide if trend is going up, I'm going to enter for a buy. If trend is going down, I'm going to enter for a sell. Okay, where do I enter? That's when we pull out the horizontal levels and whatnot. Where do I exit? That means where is my take profit and where is my stop loss. So if I am wrong, where do I get out? If I am wrong, where do I get out? Okay, so the first thing I want to do right now is identify trend. Can you guys let me know in the chat box if you think price is going up or down? Let me know in the chat box. I just want to see if you guys are still following me, and if, you know, if you guys are following me, it'll be like the whole part of this webinar is it's educational, right? So if you guys see anything, just let me know in the chat box so that I know you guys are still following. Okay, I've got someone saying up. Anyone else seeing anything else? Hi, Christopher. Christopher is saying down. Sibeko is saying up. Jamilo is saying down. Okay, so what constitutes an uptrend and what constitutes a downtrend? Anytime there is lower highs and lower lows, we are on a downtrend. Okay, and anytime there is higher highs and higher lows, we are on a downtrend. So I can kind of accept both answers where it is a downtrend, but at the same time, if you zoom in, oh, what happened? If you zoom in just this area alone, it looks like it's on an uptrend, right? If you just zoom in this area alone. Okay, but right now, the thing is not to zoom in too much, because if you're zooming in too much, you're kind of on the wrong time frame. You're kind of doing your analysis on like the 4 hours or the 1 hour. Okay, so based on, okay, if I'm gonna double tap here and I'm gonna double tap here, this is what I'm seeing, right? Okay, just based on this alone, I think it is a downtrend. Okay, because price is doing lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so now that I kind of see this downtrend, I want to remember this. So now that I've identified the downtrend, I want to find either a trend line or a channel. Either a trend line or channel. So a trend line, you can go to the second one, 2. The second one, pull out the first one, which is a trend line. You draw a down trend line from the top part. Okay, you draw it here. You don't draw it at the bottom. Why? Because if there is a trend reversal, right? If there is a trend reversal, it needs to break this part to identify that it's going in an uptrend, okay? But if you draw it at the bottom, if it breaks on the top, it's not relevant to us, okay? But now that I see it, this, it looks like a channel can fit. So I'm gonna pull a channel, same thing, second one, under lines, under channels, click parallel channel, and then just draw your channel. Let me see if I can try to make this channel fit. Obviously, it's not gonna look perfect. If it's not gonna look perfect, I guess this will work. This is why I always take trend line and channels with a pinch of salt, because depending on how you draw it, it can look totally different. Two people can draw a channel and two people can draw a trend line, and it'll look totally different. Okay, so I mean, this is the trend line that I'm seeing right now. Okay, so on the daily, on the bigger time frame, it is going on a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Okay, lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so let's see on the 4 hours. Okay, even if I pull out the 4 hours, right, and I just want to zoom in, I cannot even say that this is an uptrend. Why? I know it's kind of making higher highs, but like it's almost as if it's going sideways, right? It's almost as if it's going sideways, because you see, like, it was making higher highs here, higher highs and higher lows, but then now suddenly there's this lower low here. Okay, then now suddenly there's this lower low here, and now the higher high has stopped. So I would say I'm not very confident at this being an uptrend. I think this is more like a sideways kind of market. I think on the overall, it is on a bigger time frame, it's on the downtrend, right? On the daily, it's on the downtrend, but on the smaller time frames, it looks like it's going sideways. Okay, so let's just do an analysis on this first, and then we can see. Let's see if we spot anything. Okay, actually, I kind of even see a downtrend here. Again, depending on how you draw your trend line, it could look like this. Honestly, trend is not very clear. Okay. I cannot really identify trend. I know on the bigger time frame it looks like it's on a downtrend, but on the smaller time frame, the trend isn't very clear, which I don't like, because again, as a trader, I have where's the question that I wrote just now? Okay, I have five questions that I ask myself. Where is trend going? Up or down? Right now, the trend is a little confusing, so I cannot even answer the first question. So if I cannot answer the first question, it's going to be very hard for me to find a high probability setup. I always tell you guys, if you can identify trend, you would have won half the battle already. If you can identify trend, you would have won half the battle. But right now, the trend, look, are you going on a downtrend or are you going on an uptrend? Right? It's not very clear to me structurally. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is just highlight horizontal levels. Okay, horizontal level meaning the swing highs and the swing lows. We'll just highlight horizontal levels and see. And then you can do horizontal levels to horizontal levels. Let me see if I can find something really solid, and then come up with something. Yeah, I don't like that the trend isn't very clear. If price reverses right now, if price reverses right now, it kind of still is a downtrend because this is a down, this is a lower high, and if it reverses right now, it is still a lower high because it did not take out the high of this last swing high. And if you see closely, it is also making lower lows, but only if it reverses right now. Okay, if it reverses right now, I would still consider it a downtrend. Okay, otherwise it's kind of looking sideways to me, right? It's kind of looking, it's just going sideways. Okay. Actually, I have a bias already. My bias is actually to sell. I have a bias to sell, but I could be wrong. We'll just pull out some indicators to see if we see anything. Okay, why do I suddenly have a bias to sell? Because number one, like I said just now, if price reverses right now, it kind of still respects that downtrend because it is still making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, if you zoom in, you can see that this high did not take out this part here. Okay, even if it doesn't respect this downtrend, technically there is a horizontal level here. Even if it's not moving in a downtrend and it's just moving sideways, even if it's just moving sideways, technically sideways market means that it will move within this rectangle. Okay, that's what sideways means. It will move within this rectangle. So even if it's not a downtrend and it's just moving sideways, technically it should be moving in this rectangle, and therefore here is where the reversal happens. Okay, but that's just a theory for now. Just a theory for now. Let's see if it's really going to happen by pulling out other confluences and other indicators. Okay, at this current point of time, I kind of have a bias of where I think what I think is going to happen. I now just need to confirm. I need to feel better by pulling out indicators. Okay, let's start with RSI. Not looking good, to be honest. Not looking good. Okay, so how I use RSI in this case, right, is to look for support and resistance. Okay, support and resistance means if price so happen to be here, right, I would feel better because okay, it's at a resistance area, it's time to reverse. Okay, RSI is not supporting this argument. Stochastics. I mean, stochastic looks a little better, but I need to... The settings I usually use is 21, 5, and 3 for stochastics. Okay, let's see if stochastics is giving us a bit more confidence. Okay, I would say it's a bit better with stochastics because we are at a resistance level here. Means that it's time to reverse. Okay, you see that on stochastics there is a resistance level right now where price is. Right, it means that there is a chance price might just reverse because it has reached a resistance. Okay, so I'm gonna come up with my analysis in a while and I'll tell you if it's a high probability or not. Okay, let's see. I know I'm gonna pull out Ichimoku and it's not gonna tell me anything, but let's just see, maybe. Yeah, so Ichimoku doesn't work well for sideways market. You can see price going sideways, so it's not going to work well, right? So there's no point using Ichimoku. Let me pull out the volume indicator. Actually, I do want to see. Flat. Okay, there's a lot of movement here. Right now, it's flat. Okay. I'm gonna cover my analysis, but it's not going to be a high probability analysis. Okay. I think it's a sell from this zone right now. Okay, it is not a high probability analysis. Okay, so I will not get into this trade because it looks like it could be a sell, but it doesn't look It doesn't look promising. Okay. It does not look promising at all. Okay, if this works out, it's a 1 to 4 trade, but I'm not getting on this trade because it doesn't look very promising. I'm a trend trader. Okay, there's no trend, therefore it's very hard for me to get in on this trade. Okay, so reasons to sell. Okay, number one, will still respect it. Will, if it reverses right now, it will respect the downtrend, but even if it's just going sideways, we have reached a resistance. Okay, price is at resistance on charts, and price is at resistance on stochastics. Okay, so that's the only two reason I'm getting in for the sell. It's not a good enough reason for me to get in. You know, those who have been following me for a long time, you know that I need at least like 3-4 reasons. I need to be very confident for me to get in, but right now it's not giving much. Okay, I know I can pull out like okay, I'll give you all my reasons in a while. Give me a moment. Structurally not correct. Yep, I see the projection. Thank you so much. Let's see if 2.618 comes out. No, I want to get rid of. Okay, never mind. Not looking good. Okay. Reason number 3. Price is at 100% projection. Okay. This is my 3 reasons for getting in for a sell here. I'm gonna change this box to blue. Okay, my reason for getting in for a sell at this blue zone. Am I gonna get in? I am not gonna get in. Although there's 3 reasons, I just feel like it's not strong enough for me to get in. Like I need more things to align, right? Remember I tell you guys the analogy every single week. I tell you guys, if you go to a shop and you see a pink dress that you really like, okay, let's say I see a pink dress I really like. I don't know if this pink dress is good enough for me. I don't know if it looks good on me. So I asked my mom if it looks good. My mom is like, I don't know if it looks good on you. And I asked my dad. My dad's like, yeah, it looks good on you. And I asked my brother. My brother's like, yeah, the color doesn't suit your skin tone. Okay, whatever it is, I asked a lot of people, and 3 people tell me yes, and the others tell me maybe. The others tell me no and maybe. So it's like, it's not giving me, like, I'm not confident to make the purchase for the dress because, like, there are doubts, you know? So right now, I kind of have doubts for this. I feel like it could go higher. It could just go sideways. Anyways, I don't usually play the sideways market. Yeah, so I think probability for this trade is maybe 70% or lesser than 70%. Okay, so that's my analysis for Australian dollars, but I do agree on the long term, it looks like it's going down. Okay, it looks like it's going down. Maybe there's still room for it to go up. Maybe it wants to try to test the channel before reversing. I don't know, but on the small time frame, it's kind of looking very choppy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so I personally won't get in on this, but if I have to give a bias, my bias is sell. Okay, let's go to gold first because we have been looking at gold for so many weeks and it has finally done a breakout. Okay, I'm not gonna, do you guys want me to reanalyze? Okay, those who have been following me for weeks, you know what is happening. For those who are not following, okay, I'm just gonna do a quick one. Okay. Okay, so I use Elliott wave to trade gold. For those who don't know what Elliott wave means, it is basically a technical analysis tool. So this guy named Mr. Elliott, I'm not sure what's his the first name, I forgot, okay. Mr. Elliott, when he goes on the chart, he noticed that price is constantly moving in a 5 waves pattern. Okay, this is what he notices. Price is constantly moving in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's what he notices. It's constantly moving in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are basically rules that you need to follow. 4 cannot cross 1. 2 cannot cross the start of 1. And 3 cannot be the shortest of 1, 3, and 5. Okay, these are rules that I need to follow. So Mr. Elliott noticed that price is constantly moving in a 1, 3, 5, and then followed by a 3 waves pattern down, which is a ABC. Okay, so this is what he notices. And after the ABC, he noticed that it moves in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. So it's constantly happening. This is what he sees happen on the charts over and over and again. Okay, so I've been following gold. I've been analyzing gold for a long time. Okay, whatever it is, I think my analysis is showing that we should be on a wave 4 right now. Okay, so whatever it is 1, 2, 3, and then now we're on the 4, and then continue on the 5. Hi Cassandra, I'm a beginner. How can I do a private lesson with someone who speaks my language? Can I recommend someone for this analysis? I have some doubts because I'm not fluent. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if IC Markets does Portuguese. I will feed back to them that someone is looking for Portuguese webinars, but I don't think we have a Portuguese speaker. I think we have English, Spanish, if I'm not mistaken, Malay, Chinese, but not that I remember us having Portuguese. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna feedback to IC Markets, but yeah, if you want faster answers, you can also email them. Okay, so I basically think that we are in a wave 4. This is a wave 4. So this is a daily time frame. I'm gonna go down to the 4 hours so that we can analyze it again. Okay, so what happens in a wave 4? Let me zoom out. This part where I circle red is a wave 4. Okay, wave 4 usually happens in a ABC. Okay, so if you go in here, you see ABC. Sometimes it does a ABCDE, sometimes it does a WXY, sometimes it does a WXYZ. So what I think happened is that it's doing a W, X, and then Y. Okay, which looks like it has finally completed. How do I know that it is a WXY? So Y usually ends in a triangle. Okay, Y usually ends in a triangle, which kind of satisfies our requirement, and W usually does a flat. Okay, a flat. It does a zigzag 1, 2, 3, followed by another 1, 2, 3, then followed by a triangle. Okay, so I think it's in the WXY. I could be wrong, but I think it is, and it seems like it's working out. Okay, so again, Y usually moves in a triangle, so I'm going to highlight that triangle now. It usually, I need to link this triangle and this triangle here. Sorry, it's not going to be perfect, but it's just the best that I can do. Why is it just now it looked way nicer? It looked way nicer just now. Okay, yeah, I think this is what it is. Okay, so within Y, there is A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so there is A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, you know what? I don't know why the drawing just now that before I erased looked way nicer. Let me see how was it drawn. You know, before I erased everything. Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, it looks way better. Okay, so there is A, B, C, Okay, it's not perfect, but basically it's the gist that it's in the shape of a triangle. C, D, E. Okay, after ABC is completed, we will start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do you know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has started? To know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has started in an Elliott wave, after ABCDE, there is going to be a break of the triangle. This is an obvious break of a triangle, means that we are clearly in the 1 right now. So we have started in the 1. Okay, we now need to see when is 1 going to end so that we can get in for the 2. Okay, so I don't know when 1 is going to end, but once 1 ends, okay, you guys go on Elliott wave and see wave 2 guidelines. Elliott wave. Sorry, someone's calling me. Don't call right now. Wave 5 is the same length as wave 1 to 2. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. No, yeah, wave 5 is the same length as wave 1. Okay, so if you're not sure, like me, I don't know. I always reference because there's no way one person can just remember everything. Okay, so with common Fibonacci retracements of wave 2 typically retraces, okay, typically, not every single time, typically retraces 50%, 61.8, 78.6, and 88.2% of wave 1, okay? %, 61.8, 78.2. So let's go back to that. Okay, so I don't know where wave 1 is going to end, right? I don't know where wave 1 is going to end, but let's say we assume wave 1 has ended right now. Okay, we assume wave 1 has ended right now. I'm not sure. Okay, so based on this, wave 2 should end 50%, 61.8, 78.6, and 88.2. Okay, so we go back to here, we pull out this Fib retracement, we take the start of wave 1 to the end of the assumption of wave 1. It could end here, it could end higher, it could end right now. I don't know. Okay, now we pull out 50%, 61.8, 50%, 61.8, 78.6, and 88, what did I say? 88.2. Okay, 88.2. Okay, so these are the levels where wave 2 can end. Okay, it can end here. I'm gonna get rid of triangle because it's no longer, we don't need it anymore. All of this is in the past now, we don't need it anymore. We now know what's the next move. Okay, this is the next move. Assuming wave 1 is gonna end right now, it is going to pull back to at least here, 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 or here. Okay, based on the guidelines of Elliott wave, it is going to pull back to either one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's see. Wave 2 never retrace. Often 50%. Most common retracement level. I know it's often, but which one? Okay, between 50 to 61.8%. Okay, between 50 to 61.8%. It's gonna retrace here, 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 but more likely it's going to retrace within 50 to 61.8%. Okay, this is going to be the favorite area of the retracement, but it can retrace even more. Okay. Okay, so right now we kind of already know what we're going to do for gold. We are going to wait. I know you guys don't want to wait. I know you want an entry right now, but giving you an entry right now is dangerous. Okay, so the best is to wait for the end of wave 2. What I am going to do is wait for end of wave 2. If I'm feeling like kind of I want to get in no matter what, I might do a sub count later, but if I'm just playing wave 2, I'm gonna wait for price to pull back to here, here, or here. Okay, more likely here, and then here I'm going to enter a buy, and then I'm going to play the wave 3. Okay, the best time to trade Elliott wave is wave 3 and wave 5. Okay, People don't usually trade wave 1 because they don't know when wave 1 has started. We know that wave 1 has started because the triangle has already been broken, right? The triangle has been broken, therefore that is the confirmation that wave 1 has started. The wave 1, the triangle that has broken, is a confirmation that that is the end of wave 4 and now we are in wave 1. Okay, if you guys want to trade within wave 1, there is a way to trade within wave 1, which is to count the sub waves. Okay, that means you count within here 1, 2, I don't know, 3 maybe, 4 and 5. Let's see if all these requirements. Let's see if this is the end of wave 1. Okay, to calculate the end of wave 1, we just need to follow the guidelines. Elliott, I love using Elliott wave because the guidelines will give you a rough idea where you are on the charts at this current point of time. Okay, so let's go back to the guidelines. So the guideline says 50 to 61%, 78.6, or it could be 88.2. So if we pull Fibonacci, Fib from this start of wave 1 to here, it touched. Okay, we zoom in, we zoom in, we zoom in. Price did this, retrace to between 61.8 and 78%, and then it continued up. Okay, so this is it satisfied the guidelines. The guidelines say that it will retrace between 50% to 88.2. Remember the one that we were looking at just now, 50% to 88.2. So it has already done that. This has been satisfied. Okay, this is satisfied. So we can assume that this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2. You can assume, I could still be wrong, but based on the guidelines and based on assumption, we just assume that we are on wave 1, 2. Okay, how do I know if 3, this is 3? Okay, wave 3 guidelines, wave. Okay, 3 is usually 161.8 or 261.8 of wave 1. How do I measure that? I'm gonna get rid of everything so that you guys are not confused. Okay, you take this one, the trend-based Fib retracement, you take the start of wave 1 to the end of wave 1, and then you pull it to the start of wave 2. Okay, based on the guidelines, it should end at 1.618 or 2.618. It should end at 1.618 or 2.618. This is the most common area. Okay, 1.618 or 2.618. So if you guys see 1.618 was here and 2.618 was here, but I don't think it was 1.618 because structurally you can see price still going up, right? Okay, so I think price ended at 2.618. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect every single time. As long as it's within that area, it is good enough, okay? It is good enough. So I would say wave 3 ended at 2.618 and the criteria for wave 3 is completed. Okay, so far so good. I think we are on the correct wave count. So far so good. I think we are on the correct wave count. So assuming that this is the end of wave 3, that means this will be the wave 4. Okay, this will be the wave 4. Let's see if this is the wave 4. Okay, now we pull out the guidelines for wave 4. Common levels is 38.2 or 50% of wave 3. So we're going to take the Fib retracement, the start of wave 3, pull it to the end of wave 3, and then we're going to pull out the numbers, 38.2 or 50%. 38.2 or 50%. Did it reach? It did not reach. Okay, so now this is a question mark. Because it did not reach, now you ask yourself, wait, if it did not reach, there is a chance that we are on the wrong wave count. That is exactly how you use Elliott wave to trade. You use Elliott wave by first looking for a 5-wave count and then seeing if you are on the correct wave count. Because the guidelines for wave 4 is that it typically pulls 38.2 to 50%, and right now it did not pull to 38.2, but it continued up. It makes me think that, okay, maybe I'm on a wrong wave count. Or you can ask Elliott wave for a guidelines for a wave 4 guidelines Elliott wave uncommon retracement levels. Oh, sorry. Uncommon retracement levels. So the uncommon retracement level sometimes retraces between 23.6. Let's see if it meets 23.6. It still didn't reach. I know some people consider 14% as enough. Okay, I know. Hold on, guys. Okay, can wave 4 of Elliott wave retrace below 23.6? No. Okay, so no. The answer is no. Wave 4 in Elliott wave impulse should not retrace below 23.6. Okay, you guys can see that price didn't reach the 23.6, which is here. It did not reach the 23.6. That means that we are on the wrong wave count. That is exactly how you use Elliott wave, by using the guidelines to confirm that if you're on the correct wave count. I like using Elliott wave because there is a guide to follow. There is a guide to follow. Okay, so no, we are on the wrong wave count. I need to recalculate again. Okay, so that's why if you play the subwaves, you can kind of calculate where price is going to end. Okay, but right now doesn't look like I can find the subwaves because we don't have enough time already. Let me see. Yeah, we're already 52 minutes. I only got 8 more minutes with you guys. I can count the subwaves, but it's gonna take some time. Okay, so assuming that wave 1 is done. Okay, why did I do that? Because within wave 1 and 1, 3, and 5, there's always going to be subwaves. There's always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within 1, 3, and 5. So I don't know if 1 has ended, but assuming 1 has ended, okay, we just pull here to here, and remember the levels that we're aiming for is 50%, 61.8, 78.6. Although I usually aim for this, I only usually aim for here. I don't usually aim for more than this. Yeah. Okay, so we can kind of have a rough estimation of where wave 2 is going to end. If wave 2 ends here, this is where I'm going to get in for a buy. Right now, I'm going to do nothing. Right now, I'm going to do nothing for gold because unless I go and count the subwaves, that means subwaves means the waves within the waves. That means I go down to the smaller time frame and I kind of calculate here. I mean, this looks like a really good wave 1. This could be the wave 1, and then this could be the wave 3, and then this could be the wave 5. Okay, so let's try again. That's why I say Elliott wave is time consuming, but it's quite accurate, you know, if you can get it right. Okay, let's see if this is the subwave is correct. I'm just showing you guys how I usually use Elliott wave. Didn't reach the 50% mark, so this is wrong wave count. Okay, wrong wave count. I feel like this will be the 1, 2, this will be the 3. It's just concerning that price did not fulfill the requirement for 3. Okay, the requirement for 3 is at least 23.6. It didn't fulfill the requirement. Look, it missed 23.6 by a bit. Okay, maybe can wave 4 miss 23.6 by a little? No, wave 4 pattern cannot significantly miss 23.6. Okay, we're on the wrong wave count. I'm gonna assume we're on the wrong wave count. Okay, because wave 4 did not touch this 23.6. Therefore, we are on the wrong wave count. Okay, so it doesn't matter. We're not going to play the subwaves. We're not going to play the subwaves. I'm just wave 5 thing. Yeah. We're not going to play subwaves. I'm just going to wait for the charts to tell me where wave 1 is going to end. You will know when wave 1 ends because you will see a very sharp turn. You will see a very obvious retracement. That is when wave 1 has ended, and then you can kind of start to predict. Okay, so once you see price start doing this, you know that we are in wave 2, and then now you can predict where wave 2 is going to end by using the guidelines for wave 2. Okay, so right now, do nothing for wave 1, but get ready. It's going to be in the next few days. Okay, you are going to have a buy entry for gold in the next few days. Okay, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to quickly do one more, which is Ethereum. Okay, why am I doing Ethereum? Because remember at the start of the webinar, I said that there's going to be correlation. Correlation means that something, one information that gives you data to help you make a decision for the next one. Okay, so because gold is now in wave 1, right? Because gold is now in wave 1, and then maybe we're going to start wave 2. I don't know if this is the start of wave 2. We will only know once you start to see this. Okay, that means Ethereum should be going down. Why? Why is Ethereum going down if gold is going up? Gold is a safe haven asset. Gold is a safe haven asset, okay? Gold is a safe haven asset. Ethereum is considered a risky asset. To some people, it's considered safe. To some people, it's considered risky. Most people consider it risky. Okay, most people consider it risky. Therefore, when a safe haven asset goes up, the risky asset goes down. Okay, it's direct, it's inversely related for cryptocurrency and gold. Okay, so therefore, I kind of have a rough idea where Ethereum is going. I kind of already have a rough idea because I think this was the end of 3 and then this was 5. Okay, I personally think, where is it? There. Okay, I personally think wherever 1 started, okay, this was 3 and this was 5, and then now we are in the ABC. So ABC, it could be this, it could be done already, it could still be going, this could just be the A. Okay, whatever it is, my bias for Ethereum right now is a buy. Okay, so where do I think, now that I know that it's a buy, what am I gonna do? Okay, I'm not gonna play the buy because I don't usually play the pullback. I'm gonna wait for, I'm not gonna do the sell, sorry. I'm not gonna play the sell. I'm going to wait for ABC to end. Wherever ABC ends, there is going to be requirement. Then you just follow the guides again, okay? So there's going to be ABC. C is usually the length of B. So assuming this is the ABC, okay, assuming it's the ABC, it could be wrong. C is usually the same length as A. So same length means 100%, then C should end here. Okay, C should end here if this is a ABC. If this is a ABC, C should end here. So once C has ended, then we will start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, once C has ended, then we will start again with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I can tell you right now for gold is going up. Whether it's time for a wave 2 or not, I don't know. We will let price decide. That means it is just a waiting game. It is just a waiting game. We will let price decide. You will know we are in a wave 2 once you start to see the pullback. Where does it pull back for? You wait for the high to end. You go here, the second one, the third one, pull the fib retracement, take it from the start of wave 1, assuming this is the start of wave 1. You pull it to the end of wave, you pull it to the swing high, whether it's here, whether it's here, whether it's here, I don't know when it's going to end. We have to wait for price to tell us, and then you wait for it to pull back to the 50% to the 61.8. Once it reaches the 50% to the 61.8, that is when you get ready to get in for a buy. The thing about Elliott wave is it's a lot of waiting, but it's very accurate. Okay, it's very accurate. Okay, so right now for Ethereum, we are going to wait for the sell as well. Wait for this to end. I don't know when is it going to end. Wait for this to end and then you get in for a buy. I do think it's going to end here. Okay, I do think it's going to end here because usually ABC likes to pull back to the end to wave 4. Okay, so I think it's going to pull back to here, and then here, only when it reaches here, then I get in for a buy. I know some of you must be thinking like, oh, why do you not have an entry for me right now? Okay, look, let me tell you guys, I do 10% profit on every single month. 10% profit for me is a very usual month. Some months I do 6%, some months I do 8%, some months I do 10%, but 10% profit to me is a very normal month. How do I do it? I only take one trade a week. There's no need to overtrade, okay? There is no need to overtrade. I patiently wait for a very good entry and then I get in, and usually that entry makes me 4%, 6%, 8%, or 3%, whatever it is. I patiently wait for a very good entry and then I get in. There are some times that for entire 2 weeks, I only get into one trade, but that one trade makes me 6%. Okay, I don't know what you guys' mindset are for trading. If you think trading is something that makes you rich overnight, it is not. It is something that makes you consistently grows your profit, but by being very patient. Okay, so you just have to patiently wait for Ethereum to pull back to this area, and I'm quite confident this is a good buy. And then for gold to pull back to the wave 2, I don't know if it's done. It could go higher, but I know that once the wave 2 starts, okay, honestly, if you guys are feeling greedy, you could try to play the wave 2. You could sell at the wave 2. Okay, I don't know when one ends, but when one ends, you could try to sell one, but I usually don't do that. I usually wait for 2 to end and then I play 2. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys learned something today. I'll see you guys next week. Sorry I started late again. We were having technical problems earlier on. I'm still having technical problems with YouTube. I don't think I can end this webinar because I can't seem to log into YouTube. But otherwise, thanks for joining. Thanks Jamilu, Buddha, Kurdo, Asane or Sale, Beko, Christopher. I will see you guys next week. Okay, for the ones who was for sale, I think you're looking on Nami's channel. If you're looking for the Portuguese one, please email IC Markets. I will let them know as well, but if you email them, it's way better because they like to hear your feedback. They like to hear your feedback. Okay, if you guys like my webinars, let them know too. Okay, bye guys, take care. I'll see you guys